I ask what that is, and Iris says it's spinach pancakes. She just blends spinach into the batter and adds a little honey. Lily is eating them without any fight. Ben has scrambled eggs with cheese and little pieces of broccoli mixed in, and he's shoveling it in his mouth. I sit down and Iris gives me a plate. Ashley comes in from the backyard where she was on the phone. She sits next to me and we all eat together. The kids are so calm. They're not whining or throwing food or hitting each other. Lily asks if they can go play outside after breakfast, and Iris says yes. Ben drinks his milk without spilling it everywhere. I'm watching them and something clicks in my head. They were always stressed at Dan's place, always on edge. I thought that was just how toddlers were because I don't have kids, but they're different here. Relaxed. They feel safe. Ashley sees me watching and she knows what I'm thinking. After breakfast, Dominic comes in from his home office. He sits down with his coffee and asks me about the drive. I tell him it was long but fine. Then he says he wants to help. He tells Ashley he'll pay for whatever lawyer she needs. He says he's been wanting to do this for months. Ashley tried to wait and see if Dan would step up on his own, but Dominic thinks that ship has sailed. He says any man who abandons his kids like that doesn't deserve them. I agree. Dominic makes a phone call right there at the table and sets up a meeting with some family lawyer for Monday. Everything is moving so fast. Later that morning, I know I have to call Dan. I've been avoiding it, but he needs to know where his kids are. I go outside on the back porch and dial his number. He answers on the first ring. I tell him the kids are with Ashley in Michigan. He loses it. Starts screaming at me through the phone about how I kidnapped his children. I try to explain that I brought them to their mother figure who actually wants them, but he's not listening. He's yelling that I had no right to take them out of state. He says he's calling the police. He says I'm going to jail for kidnapping. I tell him he's the one who abandoned them on my doorstep. He says that's not what happened. He says he was just asking me to watch them for a little bit. I ask him how long a little bit is and he doesn't answer. He says 15 years isn't the point. He keeps saying I stole his kids and he's going to make me pay. Ashley must hear him yelling because she comes outside. I'm shaking, I'm so mad. She takes the phone from me. She tells Dan exactly what she thinks of him. She says he dumped 2 toddlers on his sister's porch and drove away. She says she's been working double shifts thinking maybe he was finally growing up and he does this. He tries to backtrack. His voice changes and he says it was just temporary. He says he just needed a few days to focus on his music. Ashley says she's not stupid. She tells him she knows about the text where he said he'd take them back when Lily turned 18. He starts stammering and saying that was a joke. Nobody is buying it. She tells him the kids are staying with her, and if he has a problem with that, he can take it up with her lawyer. Then she hangs up on him. We think that's the end of it, but 2 hours later, there's a knock on the door. Dominic answers, and it's 2 police officers. Dan actually called the cops. The officers ask to speak with Ashley. She invites them in and explains the whole situation. She tells them about Dan showing up at my house Friday and leaving the kids there. She shows them the text between me and Dan. One officer reads the text where Dan says he'll pick them up when Lily turns 18.